Yo, what's going down? It's your boy Dub FX. I am doing a show called Hook, Line, and Thinker with DJ D Phoenix on Neo Retro FM, so tune into that. Peace.
Following program is rated TVMA for mature audiences. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah, no doubt. So
yeah, I mean,
I've got a question, and I'm wanting to remember what it was that we saw. Yeah, okay. So who came up with the name the Wolfman?
I did.
You did? Okay.
I did because I like old Universal horror films.
That's where. Okay. Well, that was pretty apparent, but I just had to make sure. Okay, so we do a podcast. We've had a podcast going on now for about the last 5 years, and it's called Hook, Line, and Thinker. Started with the Australian recording artist Dub FX and myself about 5 years ago. And on this podcast, we discuss all kinds of fringe topics, everything from like GMOs to depopulation to the elite, any kind of weird like government cover-up or project. But we also cover cryptids. Things more along the lines of like your Loch Ness Monster, your Sasquatch, your Bigfoot, but we also Dogman, which is basically the common or the modern day werewolf.
What are Dogmen?
Have you heard of them before?
That's the question.
No, I know all about cryptids. I know, but I have a passing interest in that stuff. You know, I watch all those. I watch all those documentaries where people go and there's a guy called Josh Gates. He's had about 10 series of this stuff where he goes out and he investigates fairies or Bigfoot or the Yeti. He never fucking finds anything.
No,
because it's not there. But
if they found it, that would be the end of the series.
That'd be the end of the world.
They can't find anything.
Right.
Because it's probably not there.
Okay.
But all those programs are sort of all those programs. I mean, I do like them, but I know they're not going to find. There's never going to be a resolution. Like there's a big program about. There's all those Bigfoot programs, and they go out into the forest. They always go out at night.
Right.
How are you gonna find it at night?
Well, that's why you have you have the infrared.
Would it not be better? Would it not be better to go out during the day?
Unless Sasquatch aren't out during the day, but you know that they are because you see the grainy footage.
Yeah.
Well, what's funny?
I know it's done for dramatic effect.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I like all those ghost busting programs where they take people to haunted houses and
old asylums and
then people start crying and having breakdowns and really scared. There's one in England. Do you know the band Happy Mondays?
Yeah, actually, Cab Sandu has been on with us.
Who's been on?
Cab Sandu. He was picked up by Happy Mondays within the last 10, 15 years to tour with them.
Oh, right.
So we've had one of the members of Happy Mondays, but Sean Ryder though.
Sure, yeah, Sean Ryder and Bez, and so they took Sean Ryder and Bez to some like terrible Romanian castle, and Sean just shit himself like I as I would. I mean, it was just wanted to get out, started crying, just let me out of here, fucking hell, fuck this, and Bez wasn't bothered at all. He thought it was great. He was just laughing. He didn't believe in any of it.
Right. Oh my gosh.
They made him sit in a torture chamber in the pitch black, and he wasn't bothered.
Really?
Yeah.
What show was this?
The sensory deprivation.
What show was that? Okay, good. Well, we're getting there. Awesome. Three Eye Atlas.
What's that?
3i / Atlas. Any ideas what I'm talking about?
3i
The
Atlas.
3i /Atlas. It's the comet that's on its way.
Oh, right. I've heard. I heard about this.
I haven't heard this one
The other day, where there wasn't there
Oh.
one that like, just skimmed by us in the night and could have just obliterated us, and no one really knew.
Skim by in the night.
Yes, that did happen too. I think it was like, yeah, it was closer to us than the moon or something strange. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and it wasn't picked up till like super late.
Right. Kyle, there has been released by NASA like a couple months ago images of some kind of object. They were calling it a comet, but the tail is facing the wrong direction. And the thing is that it's, to a degree, it's changed trajectory, but it hasn't totally like gone. They're saying, there's words saying that we're talking spacecraft.
Okay, cool. Let's see them aliens. It's about time.
I know we talked about this a few years ago, remember?
Yeah,
But this, you know, I don't know. I mean, but I don't know that I believe NASA, first of all.
Well, it's hard to believe, like, it's hard to believe any, like Ben's saying, any words, including the ones that are apparently circling in your head, it's hard to believe any of them because they're just symbols, like Ben said, and we imbue them with meaning. But it's difficult to, like you're saying, the narratives are all breaking up from the power centers of the media. And that's because the individual has to start telling its own story, even though it doesn't want to. It wants to like hang stories on other things and blame other people. But like, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if aliens came, which would, in my mind, just be us in the future, just to be like, yo, guys, chill the fuck out. You guys forgot what's going on.
Stop fighting your left hand with your right hand.
Yeah,
it's
stupid. Pretty simple. Like, this is all pretty simple to me. But it's like the human, I can see wrapped up in all the culture, it might freak about stuff like this, but it's like, this is just a mirror. You're just seeing yourself. It's simple, but it can be, the mind can make it intense and dramatic, as we like to do with everything.
Right. Well, you know, I mean, some things that come up, you know, some things in life, you know, don't always go worst case scenario. And I don't mean worst case. Right.
No, of course.
Okay. But what this reminds me of, what's that?
The apocalypse thing is always in mind. The end's near. It's like it never is. We never get to near. We just always feel like something's gonna happen. We're always becoming. We're never being the thing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So we're always in this like tense suspension. That's what life is.
It's just because that's being alive. If everything was gravy and there was no fear,
you wouldn't pay attention.
You wouldn't pay attention or live. And if everything was all
hell and too much hell, you'd be overwhelmed and couldn't pay attention.
So we got to go between the
right
two
in the middle
to kind of play that game. And like it's a thrill ride. And so like you want to go on a fucking roller coaster that hardly moves.
Yeah, it's like it's not. You want one that like
you might
feel like you're dying.
Puts you right on the edge and makes you feel alive. And that's what life's for.
Yeah.
I want a roller coaster that isn't just like the, you know, that one that goes around, you know, with the kids in it, you know, the little kids, because it's a good one
for a starter for the little kids.
Here they gather to study the mystifying frozen fossil, a reptilian tale that grows into a giant of terror.
Olympia, Lacey, and Tumwater, heading out to Prince Harbor County.
Hiker up near Seattle in a national park, fear for their life, had to run from like a miniature T-Rex, prehistoric little dinosaur. Right here's the only picture they got of it before they had to run, and they didn't want to become lunch. Right here, what do you think about this? Who knows? Steve?
I want to know what the rest of the video is, though.
Yeah, I would like to know who the guy is. I'd like to know who the narrator is.
I can send that information on to you. Like I said, I've got a message out to him right now. I just haven't heard back from him, but I'm gonna try and prod him for a little bit more info. Now, some of you guys might have seen this next one before, and this
Stormy. Stormy, you're froze again, and it's not a good one.
Could I have a what's up with the reverb on the dude's voice?
It sounds like he's talking in a tin can.
I know,
well,
huh?
He could.
One other thing. I'm sorry, I was.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Whatever that is, like I can't put a finger on it, but it's definitely out of place.
Yeah. Right.
What exactly is
that the green or whatever dinosaur phallic
thing. Where the circle where the
Yeah,
circle.
where the circle is.
I wish it was a little clearer, or at least a little. Now, as far as I know, too, that even though he Google Earths it, I really think that like what he said is that the footage that we see is from their camera right before they start booking it out of there.
Right. I mean, legitimately, who's going to wait? I haven't got the shot yet. Who's going to sit there like that?
I'll tell you, when we do our expedition, I'm gonna have to wear adult diapers because I'll be one little bush moves or something, I'll be done.
Oh man, I'm just thinking about setting you up right now. I want to see those.
Somebody film it for me, or maybe I can FaceTime someone of y'all so I could be there too.
Okay,
that'd be awesome. Yeah,
now, this is
like
interesting.
the first recipient of like the true Blair Witch Project.
Right.
We'll just be all our videos and our scared faces.
We'll call it the Thurston County Blair Bitch.
Yeah, we're not doing a found footage episode, kids. Ain't
Okay.
Okay, so this one is really interesting. I still think this one is legitimate. It's gotten millions of views online since it first popped on a few years ago. But I think this is one of the most incredible pieces. If this is real, this is wild.
See it.
Just keep watching up behind me on that.
Oh
ledge.
yes.
Yeah, this is
sorry about
weird.
that. He was doing. Oh, there he is. Okay, that's there.
Just there.
Ah, well, at least we've got a shot of one.
Oh gosh, the little pixie brownie guy.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, shit.
I believe in brownies. I honestly, I have a thing for them. Or
I eat them.
Okay, keep it clean, Oz.
No, not as a Boy Scout. As my mom's kid, she used to make brownies.
Keep it clean, Oz.
Oh, sorry about that. He was doing. Oh, there he is. Okay, that's there. Ah, well, at least we've got a shot of one.
Oh, wild. Wild.
Totally.
There's that weird music again. Why do they do that shit?
Well, because they've got to, like the subject matter itself isn't enough.
Yeah, I know.
I
Right?
think that this is legitimate only because of like what Dizzy just said. Is that, and kind of along the lines of what we talked about in the way of giants and stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it's something out of a fairy tale does not mean that it's not real.
Well, where do the fairy tales come from? I mean, a lot of them have actual, what do you call it, validity?
Right.
They're valid.
Right.
Too.
Right. But because he was saying before you went off on the Girl Scout tangent about brownies, that he believes in that. It's now not along the lines of like our LA Marzulli fiasco from a couple years ago, where we found out mid episode that wasn't legitimate. But I think that this could be real. I very easily think this could be real.
It looks oddly enough real.
Mm-hmm.
I have to say. And if they do exist, I mean, that's what I would assume that they're very much alike. I mean,
well, there's a lot of stories coming out online now about like trolls and pixies, marsh and forest nymphs, and things along those lines from around the world. And there's actually some really kind of like the mermaid. These things aren't, well, I mean, obviously, like the troll doesn't have a good reputation unless it's the Pixar one. But
who's telling the story? So usually in all aspects, the storyteller is the one that's going to create the narrative, and the troll never gets a good rap. So I'm just going to say from the storyteller.
That's,
There you go. Once again, womp womp.
Thanks, Debbie. I don't know. Any input on that one?
I liked it. I thought it looked really cool. I liked how it physically kind of had more of an apprehension. It felt a little bit more authentic.
Right.
Kind of,
and I mean, I could be totally off base here, but the guy seems not to be the type of person that would take the time to create something like that. You know,
he seemed to be like the kind of person that one would present itself to. You know, somebody who's
almost looks like him.
Like that.
Well,
now
yeah, well-
there's.
Is it?
Go ahead.
Well, isn't he? Wasn't that in like Ireland or Scotland or something like that?
Had to have been.
Because their folklore, it goes so far back with those types of tales and stuff. In fact, I've been actually listening to a Scottish fairy tales audio book recently, and it's
Really?
story. Yeah, they're fascinating stories.
Scotland is full of a lot of strange stuff.
Very superstitious over there, and yeah.
And we don't hear that other than Nessie and the monster or the beasts in the lake. You don't really hear that much about Scotland when it comes.
Well, what's amazing is how much they've held on to, per se, the tale of these pixies and little people and stuff like that, and what they're all about, and how much they are still in the public eye and awareness of actually being real. You know, because this is the.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen? Oh, go ahead.
No. Well, there's a town. I forget. It's in the show Lilyhammer, and then and they also have it in the film Troll. And there's a town in Scotland, and like.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Let's see. You are watching Hook, Line, and Thinker, a podcast here on the Groove Zone Network. I'm DJ D Phoenix, coming to you out of South Puget Sound today. And with us, I've got two of our regulars. I've got with Sponge. There he is. All right. And also from California, we've got Mama Hearts. Cool. So a couple of the oldies but goodies with me today. This is the final episode. We brought it to a 5-year run, and I think that's a great landmark to go out with. However, you will always be able to watch past episodes and even our more current ones here on our YouTube channel, as well as any of our radio projects. So please do, and share the heck out of them. What we were going into today was going to be the 31 Atlas phenomenon or situation. Let me just ask, both of you know what that is all about by any chance?
Oh yeah, I've been tracking the A3 Atlas.
Okay. And Mama Heart?
Is it something regarding the where it is on the planet? I mean, on the globe. Is that what that is regarding?
No, actually, 31 Atlas is the what would you call it, Sponge?
So 3i Atlas is the only new interstellar
object.
I'm going to say object that they just discovered it in July, and so it's coming in really close to the Earth. It's going to swing around the sun, slow down, coming even closer to the Earth. A lot of people are speculating that it is mothership. So it's it's also the fastest thing they've ever recorded
seen on
into the solar system.
But it's 3i, not 31, correct?
It's 3i, yeah, 3i. Atlas.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
It must have been the font. It must have been the font I was looking at. Okay.
No, I just
No.
about that and the trajectory, how fast the fastest thing has. Yeah.
Well, it's going around the sun and it's going to slow down. They're thinking
Close enough into our gravity.
Yeah, it could be it could be a carrier ship, or hopefully it'll take away the crazy people.
I might be
So-
one of the crazies.
I was going to say, yeah, under whose definition?
Right.
I'm thinking, yeah, the leaders right now. They should take them all away and experiment on them.
Well, yeah, let somebody else less qualified.
Sponge, what you said about take all the crazies, because I live a bit on the edge, as someone might think. One time I was talking to one of my children, hey,
is noon on the west coast of the United States Pacific Time, 12 p.m. straight up. How's everybody doing today? I hope you're all well. It's a overcast, rainy, well, I guess not overcast, but it's a rainy, cold day here in Western Washington. But we're warm on the inside. Why? Because we recently got a chance to hang out with Saffron from Republica. And that's what today is. Get to bring that to you. I'm going to actually start it off here in just a minute with a couple of clips from our Hook, Line, and Thinker podcast. For those of you that may not have had a chance to catch it before, a goofy group of people that meet on a regular basis to discuss all kinds of weird fringe things. And I got to say, I like it. We actually just had our first face-to-face podcast party last night, which was kind of cool. A few of the different people got a chance to meet each other for the first time face to face. Anyway, it is now 1 minute after the hour, and I've talked long enough. But I'm, feeling good. Why? Because Saffron from Republica is here. In the meantime, though, let's get things started off. Once again, I'm DJ D Phoenix, coming to you live from Olympia, Washington. Thank you very much for coming to our Facebook page here at Oli Groove Zone, or facebook.com/Oli Groove Zone. This first clip, well, this is our podcast, and I believe in this particular segment, you'll see Sergeant First Class Spence, who is the host of the Patriot Factor on, I'm not even going to say it, you'll just have to stay tuned for details. I know it's one day this week, and I know it's early at 7 a.m. Pacific time. I just don't remember which day of the week it is. So how about tune in every day? Now, anyway, let's get on with the show, shall we? DJ D Phoenix handing it over, kids. Okay, cool. Yeah, let's just get right into it, because I think there's plenty to talk about tonight, and whoever joins us will join us. And yeah.
Right on.
You guys ready? Ready to rock?
Let's do it. Right
yeah, let's do it. Hey guys, you're watching Hook, Line, and Thinker here on the Groove Zone Network. This is DJ D Phoenix coming to you live from Indiana tonight, hanging out with Sergeant First Class Diggler and company in the heartland of America. Hey. Also, we've got with us from Washington State, former paranormal investigator, Oz. Hey. Peace to you, brother.
Peace.
So what's going on in Western Washington tonight? Anything fun or exciting?
We're getting one of the last few really nice evenings, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Enjoying it. Last night was amazing. The sunset, amazing. Probably the best I've ever seen.
Dig, I'm going to have to cover that up. I'm going to have to cover that up. So keep it on you, bro.
Why? Does he looks like a Nephilim?
No, just keep it on you, please. So what do you mean one of the last nights? Oh.
Well, I mean, we're coming into fall, and it's just, it's that time. It's that time for the year.
I hear you. So Diggler had this really cool idea about us maybe doing an episode out of a graveyard back here somewhere. And I just don't know if I want to go that route or not.
Why is that?
There's somewhere about 15, maybe 20 minutes or so from here. It's supposed to be one of the most haunted graveyards in the country.
It probably is.
Probably is. But if you were back here, though, I know what you'd have to say, which would be, and I kind of mentioned that to him. I don't want to go knocking on doors that I want to answer.
Right. I understand that completely. I do. I mean, I used to do this stuff, and now I've done a 180 for perfectly good reasons.
Right. I'm not sure what Dig's up to right now.
I'm sitting here thinking I'm talking about Posey Chapel.
Posey Chapel. Well, then give us some intro as far as what Posey Chapel is. Or not, whichever.
People go out there. There's all kinds of seances and everything out there.
Well, back in the 90s, there was.
Okay, well, that right there tells me that that's not anywhere that I want to go hang out.
Exactly.
Right.
That stuff can cling on to you.
But I thought you were wanting to go out and do an overnight camping trip out there, my friend.
I said we could. I don't get fear of that stuff, but
no, but I don't go hanging out in their backyard though either. All right, great. So, anybody have any cool stories?
It's a piece of skin, like leather.
180 on the subject of the paranormal. And
right. I don't that you went into all of this a total skeptic, if I remember right. So that's kind of interesting. But I do remember you telling us a little bit about the Nevada stuff here a few episodes back, if I remember correctly. You got a chance to share a little bit about that with us. So you'd gone out on like, was it an expedition, or was this just like a solo effort, or what was the deal when you went out and checked out some of this stuff that you kind of became a believer?
Well, I started out, I went to a seminar based in Virginia City because I was curious. And then as a result of going to that seminar, I had talked to one of the presenters, and the presenter said, "Hey, why don't you come visit our group, and why don't you go on a couple of investigations with us and see what you think?" And so that door was opened, and then that's when things started to get interesting. We investigated an old ore processing plant called American Flats. And I got to the point where I went up there all the time. I would go up there by myself on the weekend.
Really?
Yeah, it wasn't probably the brightest idea. And well, as a result, I was there the last time I was there before I took a break. I was there, and I could actually hear, not just on EVP, but I was able to hear audibly someone calling my name.
Really?
And that was the point that I decided I'd been going up there too much, and I needed to take a step back. And so I didn't go up again for like 3 or 4 months. And then in the future, when I did go up, it was always with a group, because it scared the hell out of me, to be honest.
I'll bet.
It was really, it was like, okay, this is more than just residual. The guy walked down the hall 75 years ago or 100 years ago, and now that's stored in the ground or the memory of the building or whatever. This was intelligent, knowing that I was there, calling me by name. Yeah.
That's a lot different.
I still get goosebumps remembering it. So
I got goosebumps from you sharing it with me. So yeah, I'll bet. Well, and when you said that too, it reminded me of one of our episodes here somewhat recently, where we were talking about, I think it was the rake or skinwalkers or something, where your name is actually called, like where it gets personal. And I don't know what I'd do in a situation like that. So you're braver than I am, that's for sure.
Well, like I said, I didn't go back for a while.
Right. Understand, and I can see why. So, audience, I want to say thank you again, as always, for tuning into the show today. We are still wrapping it up with the different panelists here on the podcast for our Hook, Line, and Thinker finale. And I just need to relay that Hero Protagonist has been an awesome part of the panel here, not for very long, but for a little while. So
hosts, I had a great time laughing with everybody. You are a humble host and fun, and I really like to I wish I could see people's faces when they listen to the show. We covered a lot of topics.
Yeah, we did. Oh, in 5 years, yeah. And we kind of hovered back and forth around some regular topics, but yeah, we did try to hit on a bunch of different things. And I think it helped, though, too, having such a wide variety of people involved.
It was interesting because we all seemed to have obviously different backgrounds, but yet it was fun because we were cordial and conversational, and no arguments, just, discussions. And I thought that was nice. It's like the change of the world needed. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Well, yeah, to have that many different viewpoints coming to the same table and all that. That kind of says a lot. I don't know what people said under their breath, but that's, that's.
I think it goes to show that we're all more alike than we are different, and that if we all sat together at a big picnic table in the world, we'd probably get along well. That you think there's some divisive people or I should say, let's just say, I think the government itself or the idea of government is more divisive than people are.
Yeah, yeah. And if that's what your government does, then most people, just so that they don't go against the grain, will follow suit. So
I would have to agree. I think most people have the concept of getting along, and there's, I think, I wouldn't say people are inherently good, but I think people would probably, without the pompous suspicions and media and stuff like that, I think people would generally do well to be neighbors. And any of those peoples we had hosts or, that we had on the show or that were panelists, I'd sit at the picnic table and have a picnic with any of them.
Oh, shoot, yeah.
Maybe we could do that one day.
Hey, maybe, stranger things have happened. So who knows? But I do know, though, that, it was good having you on with us. And, that was a lot of fun. Some really good highlights over the last 5 years, that's for sure.
How far do we go back?
Who, you and I?
2008?
We go back to 2007.
No, 2000.
Late 2007.
Okay. I was thinking as far back, but you're probably right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were one of my last acquirements, or one of my last snags on MySpace.
18 years. Wow.
Yeah. I know, huh?
That's
Kinda
crazy.
wild. I know.
Flies by, right?
It does. Yeah.
We'll be hanging out in heaven before you know it.
It can't happen soon enough. No doubt.
Hey, we can all have that big picnic in the sky.
Well, I would like to think that all of us could be there. Some people have a completely different viewpoint, and
they're still invited.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah. His table is open to whoever. So anyway, well, I'll tell you what, we are just about that point. We're going to wind this puppy down. Any last words you want to say to the audience before we click out of here today?
Be good to each other. We are all we have.
This kind of a wage ever.
Amen, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm totally stoked. And the fact too that and they're excited because of the fact that they don't have to go looking for DJs for their events anymore.
Sweet.
One thing that I thought was odd though is that when I was out there the other day, Liz was telling me that they had a DJ a while back that actually charged them a setup and a breakdown fee. You don't do that. 200,
right?
$250 on top of what he was asking for the event. I'm like, no, that just that comes standard, and they'll never use him. Well, they won't need to use him again now anyway. But oh my god! But what a beautiful setting though, and totally stoked. And I'll be posting actually as any of these things come up. I'll keep doing Facebook events and inviting everyone so that everybody's aware of that. Okay, so I'll do a quick.
Wait.
I found the capital.
Wait.
Yes. What?
Okay, so it's all over Facebook from you and from their site and that, but on their website, this coming event is not listed yet.
It's not updated yet. Yeah, I know, and I mentioned that to her the other day. So
okay, cool.
In fact, thanks for the reminder, because I'll drop her a message tonight after we're done here, and remind her to update their on their Facebook page. It's on.
It does, just not on the website.
But not on the website. You're right. So yeah, thanks for the reminder. Okay. So we want to get through as many of these as possible. So personally, I have always wondered, with the amount of cryptid activity as there is, especially in Washington State, why it's very rare to ever find out about anything or hear about anything in our own backyard. And a couple weeks ago, I just by chance happened to run across this video. This isn't Sasquatch or Dogman or anything like this. It's even a little weirder. I've always wondered how come there isn't more talked about the Black Hills and about the Capitol Forest.
And why they call it the Black Hills.
Right. Well, when you stop and think about how much land that covers, there's a lot of forestry up there. And I don't know. I mean, like, I know Tumwater kids have gone up there for decades to party.
Yeah.
Go Tumwater, T-Birds rock. But you never hear anything. You never hear anything about anything up in Capitol Forest.
We were too smashed. If we saw somebody who was like,
Right.
"Give me a beer!"
Right. Well, it's probably Tim Schulte or one of those guys.
Oh, bless his heart. You know, he passed away recently.
Yeah, I do. And we'll leave that at that. God bless him anyway. Anyway, so to run across this video footage totally tripped me out. It's not until until after he kind of makes an introduction into it until he actually says where it's at, because he says at first that it's up by Seattle, Washington, of course.
Right.
If you try to explain to anybody where we're from, you might.
It's like 11 miles from my home, you know.
Right.
Is the crow. Yeah.
But how many times, if you've ever been like traveling or whatever, and somebody asks where you're from, I know most people just say Seattle.
Yeah.
I say Olympia.
Well, that's because you're a rock star, is why.
But I'm not from Olympia, though.
With that being said, now I finally get to share this video with you guys, and this is really a trip. Like I said, it's not Sasquatch or any other.
I didn't see anything in it when I was looking. I didn't see nothing.
This one was hard to find, and I've got a message out to the guy because I want to find out more about this, and I still haven't heard anything back from him yet. So fingers crossed, applesauce, that he'll eventually get a hold of me. But
applesauce.
In the meantime, we are going to watch and see what he has to say right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's relatively short, guys.
Hiker up near Seattle in a national park, feared for their life, had to run from like a miniature T-Rex, prehistoric little dinosaur. Right here's the only picture they got of it before they had to run, and they didn't want to become lunch. Right here, what do you think about this? Who knows? See?
I don't even know what.
But this is a bummer, though, because you can't
see nothing.
Whatever it is was in the bushes, I guess.
Okay.
It is up in the Capitol Forest. I've not seen any news reports. I've not heard anything else except for this. Let's watch it one more time, though.
Hiker up near Seattle in a national park, feared for their life, had to run from like a miniature T-Rex, prehistoric little dinosaur. Right here's the only picture they got of it before they had to run, and they didn't want to become lunch. Right here, what do you think about this? Who knows? See?
There's the red circle again. Now, do you see something kind of sticking out of the bush, though?
Like at 11 o'clock?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think
it looks like a phallic symbol.
I was just going to say that.
Thanks, Debbie.
Oh, that was me. I was up there. I'm sorry.
Thanks, Debbie.
I said an appropriate view.
No, you did. I appreciate that. So far, I still at a PG rating, so I appreciate it.
I spy something.
I
would like to know where the hell it's at, because I mean, I know what a deer would look like standing at that distance, right where it's at right there, and it wouldn't be really easy to see. And that is definitely Capitol Forest, and it's over by Camp Fall Creek.
Okay. But isn't that weird, though? Because
I see something.
If there's any validity to this at all, this has got to be one of the first stories that I've ever heard about the Capitol Forest.
I heard a story about Capitol Forest probably 5 years ago, 6 years ago, where the I don't know if it was the National Guard or if it was the mainstream military had gone up there and they were blocking off roads. Now, 2-3 people verified, yeah, but they were blocking off roads. You couldn't get into a certain area. One evening, because of 7 sightings of a Sasquatch on the same day by 7 separate people.
When was this?
I have like 6-7 years ago. I have not heard doodly squat about it since.
Wow, I've never even heard that.
And my cousin saw one. I'll tell you right now, my cousin does not lie, is not a liar, would not even try to fool somebody by saying this. But when he was driving down Sherman Valley Road, that first bridge, he looked to the right like that. He said what he saw, he was disturbed. He told me and my father, he called us that day, and he says, man, he goes, guys, I saw, here's what I saw. Da-da-da-da. He goes, I turned around as soon as I could and went back across the bridge. It was gone. It was squatting in a creek, he said, with his back to me. His shoulders were about 4 foot wide, it looked like. He couldn't see the ass. He couldn't see a tail or nothing like that. but he could see what looked like an elbow, like it was dealing with something in the, down, like it was squatting down Ethiopian style and messing with something with his back to him. He never saw it again. So I went up in the woods right there the next day, like a dumbass. I'll check it out. And I go all the way up in there, kind of like right across from where it would have been. And I didn't see anything.
Anything along the lines of Sasquatch?
No, I haven't. I mean, it's been something that I was kind of interested in when I was a kid, but then as I got older, it's not something that I ever took seriously, just because of the fact that, with all the technology that we have now, I assume, there'd have to be something. And, now we got Dusty.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, see, and he's made points that I'm like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Well, and there are some ideas that are being more discussed more realistically these days. Interdimensional being, because if it's an interdimensional being, that's the reason why we're not finding any carcasses.
Interesting.
Because they wouldn't leave them in this realm anyway. And we don't go around really leaving, except for our enemies, we don't really leave the dead behind here either. So just something, food for thought. All right, Dusty, same question. Sasquatch, what are your views, my friend?
They also think that some of those, I don't know if you look at any of that 411 stuff with the missing hikers.
I was going to start watching that movie the other night, but I didn't get it. I didn't turn it on yet.
So interdimensional comes into play there too.
Really?
These people that vanish off the face of the earth, they just walked into the wrong little piece of energy and bloop, onto another mountain.
No way.
Yeah. But one interesting thing about the Bigfoot stuff, I've never had any experience, like any moments where I thought I seen him in the wild or anything. But my uncle is Bob Gimlin, the guy the Gimlin-Patterson film.
No way.
Yeah, I just saw him last summer. I was over at his house.
No way.
Yeah.
Because there are so many stories surrounding that bit of footage, and how your uncle has like attested to the fact that it was a hoax or something like that. But and it just all this. So okay, so from the mouth of the nephew of the man, what is your take on it then?
Well, my take is if it was a hoax, he doesn't know that.
And how would he not know that? How Patterson wouldn't have been able to elaborate? It wouldn't have been pulled off that way.
Right.
I don't believe it.
Yeah. So wow. People will come out and say they were the guy in the suit. One of them's 5'9".
Maybe from way back. If you're standing like across like a field or something, 5'9" could look really large too.
Well, there's some people that have done some really super extensive work on that film, and gotten it down to where it's pretty close to perfect footage. Where they've stabilized it and everything. And I can't remember the guy who said that he was 7'4" or something like that.
Okay. That is probably one of the most analyzed pieces of film footage in the entire history of man.
I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, like, even people that aren't into Bigfoot know that little, like, 7-second, 11-second clip. As it walks off into the forest. People know what that is. Yeah.
There's also, I don't know if you've ever heard, there's a theory or rumor or story about that thing where when those guys came up on that Sasquatch, that was the mom, the father and a baby were there too.
I've heard about that recently, yeah.
That there were more people with those guys, and they just ended up executing the father and the baby one, and then that's just the mom walking away from the situation, But
executing?
I asked him about that, and he's like, "No way." He's like, "That's BS,"
Executing.
Right, all that stuff is just BS. They just walked up on the one of them, and the film is what they saw.
Okay. Wow. What are the chances, though, man? I mean, I'll tell you, this is very cool, because what are the chances that I would actually have a chance to talk to one of the relatives, a close relative of one of the two men involved in one of the most extremely famous. Wow.
I know. I've always known he was in my family, but I didn't realize that he was that guy, you know. More until like my 20s, you know, and even then I was like, no way, that's not the guy, you know. But
that guy,
I'm like, that is the guy.
I mean, that's honestly even cooler than saying, you know, Adam West, you know, like
right.
That bad guy. Okay. Wow. How cool, man. Well, see, and there again, that's one of the reasons too why I've invited you to sit in on Hook, Line, and Thinker with us. So you're going to have to come on one of these nights and just share your story with us, if nothing else, because I know some people will have some questions for you, and that'd be fun.
Sure.
Wow. Well, interesting. I would love to have you on the show. Oh my gosh. Who knows?
With me too. Just prove that he was, you know, that I'm not BS.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, Dustin said that, you know, he's related to that guy. Okay, cool. Well, awesome. Yeah, this is definitely going to create further conversation. I'm watching the time slip away, so I do want to jump on a couple things real quick.
Hey, you know, something about will you take care of him? And she goes, yeah, until you go crazy. And then I said, stop. We might need to make a contract of what we say now, because in some people's worlds, I've already hit the limit.
I think in some people's world, you hit the limit a long time ago with the rest of us.
Why do you think we're all here?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I hit the limit probably about 40 years ago. So
I think 2 weeks before I did, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Somewhere about there.
It's fun being on the edge. Okay, let's just say.
It is. And would we know what's up?
Yeah, it's good being the normal people.
I know. What is normal anymore, though? So yeah, that's what this 3-eye atlas is. Did I get that right?
Correct.
Okay, good. 3-eye. Yeah, and actually it's funny because NASA has been sending out pictures of this thing periodically, and one of my favorites was the one that showed lights down the side of it. Explain that.
Nerve.
We'll
What's
find
that?
out. We'll find out closer end of November, right?
Is that what the expected arrival date is?
That's when it'll. That's the next pass that'll come through. It's
Okay.
going to be towards the end of November.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're totally sneaking up on us. We're getting to watch this, whatever it is, come closer.
Well, it's whipping around the sun. And it's going to do a slowdown when it comes down around the sun and come in closer to our to us.
Right. So
I think it will be close enough that as like when we're watching the space shuttle, when we can track it, watching it by the reflection of the sun on its. Do you guys ever get to what? Isn't that the space station that when it goes in our trajectory, you can watch it because it takes the reflection of the sun this whole time while it's in our sky. So is it going to be?
After these messages, we'll be right back.
And we are at this part in the program now where I'm getting a chance to hang out for the last time with Hero Protagonist, one of our newer panelists. Hero, thanks for being here, buddy.
Absolutely glad to be here.
Well, and I've got to say, while it's towards the end of the podcast, what a pleasure it's been these last couple of months being able to get a chance to get to know you a little bit better and having you on board, because you brought a lot to the table, and I want to say thank you for that.
I'm very happy to have been a part of it, and I enjoyed my time as well.
Good. Who would have ever thought, when you answered that call for a panelist, that it would have been this much fun?
I really enjoyed it. I definitely did. It was interesting because I have my opinions on the various subjects we covered, of course, and I just wanted to contribute any way I could. So.
And you did. I mean, every single time. I think there was only maybe once or twice where you were a little on the quiet side, but and primarily probably because you didn't maybe have a real good grasp on whatever this subject du jour was. But otherwise, though, yeah, I mean, it's like some of the information that you brought and some of what you bestowed upon us too was perfect. So I know it was a nice addition.
Oh, good. I'm glad I was able to be a part.
Well, and I appreciated the fact too that I think what it brought you on with us initially was your interest in Sasquatch, if I remember right.
Yeah, I've always had an interest in cryptids and Sasquatch in particular. Of course, living in the Pacific Northwest,
right?
And then also I've always been interested in the paranormal. I lived in Reno, Nevada for 15 years, and Virginia City is very close to Reno, Nevada. And so I had an opportunity to investigate a really hot area. And
really?
I went into it. I was a complete skeptic. And after about 2 or 3 investigations, my entire outlook had changed. I mean,
really?
The stuff that happened, you can't, you can go in as a skeptic and go, oh, okay, I don't believe any of this crap. But when you get pushed, when there's footsteps on a second story that doesn't exist anymore, and you can hear somebody walking around with cowboy boots, and the house you're in is only 1 floor, but it was built in the 1800s, and it used to be a 2-story house, you can't deny that. I mean, you can just go, oh, no, I totally disbelieve it. But I learn from my experiences. I'd like to think I do, at least. And so to see that and go, oh, wow, okay, well, there's no explanation for this. Rats don't sound like cowboy boots. And, it was really an eye-opening experience for me. So that's always been that was why I enjoyed being part of the podcast, was the opportunity to share these experiences, share the outlook of someone who was a complete skeptic from the beginning, and then did a total 180 on the subject.
Hey, you are watching Hook, Line, and Thinker podcast, the finale. And we have got on this segment with us one of the panelists that was with us when this whole thing first started 5 years ago. Actually, Sergeant First Class Diggler met Dub Effects when we were doing the original shows. Sergeant First Class Diggler, how are you?
Mark Kerr, man. I'm good.
Good. Semper Fi.
Semper Fi.
That's right. So what's new in your world? Okay, now I can't hear you. None of us can. Yeah.
Damn phone. I don't know.
There we go. There we go. No, now you're good.
Maybe it's my speaker.
Well,
maybe
it's saying that I'm unstable. It's saying that I'm unstable. Yeah.
Oh, well, I knew that already.
I don't know. But we can hear you though. So what's new in your world?
You know what? A lot. I'm busy. Yeah. Okay. I don't like it, but I'm busy. But I'm going to slow down for the next couple months. I'm finishing up a couple cars, and I'm finishing up getting the school started for the kids, and I'm ready for the holidays and a little bit of snow, and then I'm heading out west.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Gonna hit your wagon and head out west. Wagons ho.
Where the women something and fake breasts. Yes.
Okay, I don't know if that's San Francisco or Berkeley or what.
Oh no, I'm not going that far west. I'm going to Arizona.
Oh, okay. Well, if I was in New Mexico, we'd arrange a parlay.
You know what? Yeah, maybe New Mexico. Considering that.
Well, I'm not down there anymore though, so what do you know? So, yeah, you were on the shows with us when this whole thing first started 5 years ago.
It was fun. That was a big deal. I
5
enjoyed it.
years. Yeah, can you believe that?
It was a good time. It's been a long time. It's been a long time since no bathtub.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's what happens when you graduate to a shower only.
I know, and I can't show that because I'm standing.
Yeah, and even though Deb did like the idea of doing an all bathtub episode,
We
shoot,
never did that.
I know 5 years and we never got that fit in.
Never
Shoot.
got that in. That's
Well,
crazy.
maybe if we ever do another one, that could be a consideration or something to take into
It's like a
consideration.
reunion show.
Kind
That
of
could
like
be our
that.
reunion.
Well, that's kind of what this is, though. Actually,
We could do yeah.
yeah. So as we're winding this up, anything that you want to tell the folks about your time with us on the podcast? Any highlights or
It
anything?
was
Or...
amazing. It was amazing getting to know more about all the